Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at basically the Super Saiyan Gohan 2 or Super Saiyan 2 Gohan youth stage, and essentially, to cut a long story short, how we can beat it no item. Now, of course, just as like a full disclaimer to everything, I think something that's always important to note is that no item runs are a load of baloney. And basically at this point, the way Dokkan's power curve is, if you just summon on the big banner every 6 months, you'll probably no item run everything that exists, pretty much. So it's really not that big a deal. At least I don't think it's that big a deal. I don't really find it that big a deal to do. As realistically speaking, you're like always 2 banners away from some unit being able to sort of the content anyway, which is just how it is. So, no item runs, they're more for your personal enjoyment. But I mean, they are sometimes interesting to try and achieve. I especially like the gimmicked fights more. So I like the concept of trying to beat more gimmicky fights that have a lot of different mechanics and things. I find that to be a lot more interesting to take on. Yes, it creates a lot more RNG, but I don't know, it's just a lot of fun to try and get that perfect run, more so than like this where it's just kind of very straightforward, and so for me it's just not so enjoyable. But yeah, so we've got a couple phases here. So we have Super Saiyan, well, we have Gohan Youth. This stage is pretty straightforward. Really, it's a super simple stage that gives you time to build up your team. So whatever team you bring in, this is kind of your setup phase. It just gives you time to make your team function, put your rotations in, get your units together, just kind of make things work. Gohan doesn't do anything crazy here. He doesn't do anything wild here. It's just a very straightforward time. Then it moves into Super Saiyan 2 or Super Saiyan Gohan Youth. So this is a second Gohan. Now this one's only up for a couple turns, because basically this one will then turn into the Super Saiyan Gohan Youth and Goku Angel. Now basically when you get to the phase with the Gohan Youth and the Goku, what you need to do is you have to burst through Gohan as quickly as possible. Because the thing is the Angel Goku, firstly, you can't hit him, so he has 100% in terms of evading enemies' attacks. I mean, you could technically hit him. Like, interestingly, you could bring a Android 13, and you can actually hit Goku. Like, you can actually hit him, which makes it pretty interesting. Because if you do, then you kind of get rid of Goku. But you don't even worry about that too much. I would say getting rid of Goku is not the primary purpose of this event. Like, you want to obviously just get through Gohan as quickly as possible. So generally speaking, we're trying to kind of speed run Gohan down, and just kind of like run him down with our team. And I think that generally works out better than trying to, like, how can I say, than trying to, run like a team that can somehow take on Goku. It just doesn't feel necessary. Rather go and take your units and just try to obviously take out Gohan as quickly as possible. And then once you take out Gohan, you'll end up against Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Now, the big thing with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, there's 2 things with him. So firstly, he has a pretty decent chance of firing a super attack in the first start. And secondly, he has a pretty decent chance of that attack being a crit, which is very, very interesting. It makes his attack very dangerous. And you're going to need either a unit that has really good evasion, or you're going to need just an incredibly tanky unit that's going to be able to hold their own against him. Like, you're really, really, really going to need that super duper tanky unit. So it's just going to depend a little bit on, obviously, how can I say, it's just going to depend a little bit on where you're at, like with your team. But generally speaking, your super tanky units, your Brolys, your Beast Gohans, your like Janembas, they'll be okay. So you don't have to worry too much about where everything is. So yeah, you go and you take on Super Saiyan 2 Gohan Youth. Obviously, really straightforward. He does lower your ki, which is a little bit of a shame. So you may want to save like domain effects, or you may want to obviously have units that can generate ki easily. Because the easier they can generate ki, obviously the easier time it is for them, which I think is definitely something you do want to, also kind of apply. So yeah, and then on top of that as well, he also, he grants immunity to being stunned, but yeah, basically he can't be stunned, can't be sealed, nothing like that. So essentially, to cut a long story short, you're just trying to bank against his crit supers and then take things from there. So his attack can be lowered, and that is obviously a useful tool if you are looking for, what can I do to kind of improve my situation, to make things a bit easier for me. So his attack can be lowered, which is obviously quite important, and helps you out a lot in terms of like functionality and everything. It really does help you out quite a bit, so there's something I would suggest. Then, other than that, realistically speaking, not too much else that you need to worry about. Gohan's not got a huge chunk of health. He's not a squishy unit, but he's not got a huge chunk of health. So realistically, I wouldn't really worry about him too much. But yeah, so then obviously the next focus for us is what team do we build. So in terms of team build, obviously I went for, as you can probably tell, in movie bosses, Exploding Rage, sort of hybrid combo. I mean, mainly just movie bosses. I mean, just the Broly's. Broly. So why not use Broly's? But yeah, basically, something that's super important here is with the tech Broly. He's just really, really good. So we're kind of building off of that basis of him being incredibly good. Being incredibly reliable, really strong unit, suitable unit, quite functionally good. Then, alongside that, we obviously have the Int Broly, also a great unit. His domain effect is helpful. Healing is very helpful. The revive effect is also very helpful. Both of these things are really, really good and help us out a lot. So that's also something that we're definitely going to be looking at. And then, of course, as well, on top of all of that, we have the tech Broly, the tech Super Saiyan Broly, the tech LR Broly, also very good, very solid unit, very impressive unit, does a good job, and yeah, just in general is quite a good performer. So then, pretty much from there, that's basically it. Once you get to the Super Saiyan Gohan phase, you just kind of rotate the tech Broly into the main slot. Janemba, once he's fully built up, we're going to rotate into the main slot. We're going to be using Cell Max as active skill as well, so that we can easily tank out that turn. And then we're also going to be using the Broly active skill as well, mainly because we want to increase his damage and, of course, give him that big attack boost, which is great. And because we can lower Gohan's attack, obviously, very, very, very crucially, makes Broly hit pretty hard as well. So yeah, obviously, I would say the team is pretty well built, does everything it needs to do, gets to the phase, and realistically, I think with this kind of movie bosses team, it's just a really good team. Like, it just really has a incredibly good foundation. It's really solid. Doesn't really have any issues. The active skills, the rage skill, the tanking strength of the Broly units, the Janemba units really helps with just controlling like the battle, preventing you from taking tons of damage, and you're able to just kind of like really set yourself up. Plus they get going attack wise. Like, I would say it starts out probably much lower in attack than the like superheroes or Universe 7 team, but it can build up to being really good, which I think is good in these kind of fights and situations. But yeah, that's it from me. See you guys in the next one. Till then, take care, stay safe, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, bye.